you must have received this account information by me. If not, then you cannot do this tutorial. Then you can just observe. You put your number here. So for me, it is 40. So for you, it might be 01, 02, or any number. So you just put this thing and put the password that I have provided to you. I'm going to slow down here. If you have done this thing, you would be logged into Shaheen. Okay. Next is, again, you look at your permissions. You have Ansys, and you are added to S100 account. You should be fine. Next is you create a directory with your username, user account that we provided. So it is automated process, and then you go to that directory. So you can, I did it in this way so that you don't go into someone else's directory. Otherwise, things can go wrong. Now again, you tar. It's going to take a minute or so. Okay, now you go to the directory. You have all the material. You go to the one node directory, and then now you will be in a position to run the job. Let's say, fingers crossed, what happens now? So now the issue is that the reservation that we set up for you guys, it has already expired. So you won't be able to use this reservation. Now you just have to wait in the queue for your job. But that's also a much more realistic experience that on Shaheen, you have to wait for your jobs. Sometime, depending on the load on the machine, you might have to wait. So no reservation, just put S-batch and the name of the job, and it should run. Now it is submitted. It says that your job is submitted with this ID. I do not know if it is running or not. So let's say that should be the next step, to check the status of your job. So now you check the status of your job. My job is running. Okay, so I can do ls while the output files are being generated, and then you can do tail -f of your output file, and you can see that, well, it is running. It is doing what it is expected to do. Now we don't want to wait for this simulation to finish. Let it run, and then let's go to already converged solution. That is, I have already placed a converged solution for you to see, and then you can look at the Slum output file, and then here you can see that it was actually converged all the way to 10,000 iterations. So this is your solution file is there. This is your solution file already there. So I want to go to the next point. One where the user mentioned that how you are going to visualize this thing here. So supposedly we completed our run. Now we want to go to the post-processing phase. This phase has some scripts that this is the job script that we are going to run to convert into the solution data into a JPEG or PDF file. But more importantly, I think that was one of the questions. This is a ParaView of a way of doing things. So in ParaView, I have created this script. This is not something that I can go with you in a minute or two. If you are familiar with TechPlot or ParaView or any post-processing tool, you might know that there is a way of record your session. You do that in Fluent also. So I recorded that session, and then you can run that session in a batch script, and hopefully if you get your solution, it depends on if my job is running or not right now. Let's see. My job is running. So if this job finishes successfully, then I will see some JPEG files here. Let's see what happens. The job is still running. So it is basically taking the data and operating the Python PostScript script on that, and it's going to spit out a pressure profile on the sedan car. If everything happens correctly, we should be able to see the results right now. So while I did see some EPS file also, and some PDF file also, and PS file also here. So I don't know if I have a display command. You guys might have a display command to see this. Oh no, display is not working. So we can copy this file back. That's actually the next step. So now I have the PDF file. So let's copy the file on my desktop and see if the results look okay or not. So I'm going to exit from Shaheen. So this is the way to come out of Shaheen. Now, when I press exit, I'm going to come back to my workstation. So this is my workstation now. Okay. Now I'm going to copy this command, and I'll explain you the whole command if I copy it correctly. So this is the scp command. It's when you copy a file from a supercomputer, you don't use cp command, you use scp, secured copy, and then you will put your account exact username. For me it's 40, for you it might be different, and then it's again going into the directory. I'll do 40. So basically I'm providing the full path of that file on Shaheen, and then I'm going to describe the path on my computer. So for me it's a desktop, so I just want this file to be on the desktop. So I have to put the password of that account. You guys pretend that you are not looking at the password, please. So if I put this password, okay, I probably did not copy it correctly because I was in a rush to go to the next window. It's not here. It's not here. So it copied when I applied. So the moment of truth. Here is the picture that we just generated right now. Okay, this is the proof is in the pudding. So you saw the pudding. Well, I might have gone through very quickly on this thing, but let me reiterate, and then you guys can go for prayer and lunch break. I'm also hungry. If you have the account on Shaheen, it is really straightforward to take the case file and run it and get the post-processed result on Shaheen while staying on Shaheen. So it's possible. There is some learning, but well, you have support. So we'll be there to help you, but just to prove the point that, well, this is not that complicated. With these words, I'm not sure if you guys have some questions. I cannot see. I'm closing the. Okay, let me see if you have some questions.
Yeah, Rooh,
Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you for staying.
Yeah, someone was saying that he is getting an error, could not solve host name. I don't know.
Okay,
This
so
is
that's typical. So if you're connecting from outside KAUST and you have not given the IP range, and if those IP range, there was a typo or something like that, so that happens. So that is problem of you connecting from outside. Again, we can, the best thing, folks, is that you become our regular Shaheen users. All these ad hoc procedures are, I mean, sure, just to show that these things are possible. But once you become our permanent users, well, then we can easily do all these things. So I understand that error. That's related to IP.
And another question is that he got an error of SSH exchange identification connection reset by peer. I don't know. It says an error.
So is it Adiwale?
Yeah.
So Adiwale, what is your training account number? Is it 39? You can unmute yourself.
Unmute and reply. 38. He says it's 38.
38. Huh. I guess you are a Shaheen user. You're a KAUST person, right? If you want, you can unmute yourself.
Doctor, I'm not. I'm outside.
Ah, you're outside. So then I'm sorry, I got so many emails, so I apologize. I mixed you guys. So I think you are coming from UAE.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is again probably related to IP. So
Okay.
I understand you sent the IP range and they were added, and there is some background security also happens, and they only open those ports for specific time. So it's possible that then they have deactivated that. Now, having said that, I use you as an example. The thing is that the best, if you really want to enjoy Shaheen, the best thing would be to apply for a Shaheen project. And then if you want more information on that, send me email to CFD helpline, and I'm actually receiving many emails on that. I'll be happy to have a one-to-one chat with you guys to see how can we best suit your needs. But this is related to IP also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.